You have clicked on this video because perhaps you are wondering what happened to your drive, why spiritual awakening has made you dull. You wonder what's the point of striving for or achieving anything in life when awakening leaves you want nothing. You feel alienated. If your spiritual awakening has made you lose your ambition and motivation, there is nothing wrong with you. In fact, this is the most common, most natural thing, an event that could happen to you. The problem arises when you are still tied to the old way of thinking about everything, while the way of looking has changed. So when the lack of clarity is there, old habits keep running back, and you wonder what's going on. If you're wondering, where did I lose my ambition? Let's talk about it. But let's start with understanding what the word ambition means. It comes from the Latin ambire, to go around, which is the combination of ambi, around, and ire, to go. It was originally used for the Roman political candidates who would literally go around the community to seek votes from people. Later on, it evolved to mean to desire for success and honor. The desire for success and honor comes from the desire to become somebody. But the spiritual awakening tells you that you don't need to become somebody. You already are. Whatever you are the truth that you were seeking. So now what's the point of seeking? And society, it trains us from the very beginning to have ambitions, to look better than the other. It doesn't promote equality, although it talks about equality. It promotes competition, peer pressure, becoming somebody. It promotes the rise of the persona, from where the word person comes from. It's a mask. Our persona, our personality, it's a mask. And although we are called individual, but the meaning of individual has changed completely. The individual now means a separate entity, while literally individual is the one that cannot be divided, that is part of the whole, that is both the whole and the part in one. We are individuals, and we are playing a role, persona, a mask, a role that we are playing with society, with all the things that we do in our lives. But we mistake it for life. Spiritual awakening makes you see life beneath life situations. It makes us see the intelligence of life that is without any persona. And when we see things in the now and here, the desire to want something, because it will give us something, is gone. We know the future doesn't hold any promises. Everything that needs to happen happens right here, right now. So then why do I strive for big cars, big houses? Why do I strive for social status? What does it mean that I have more money than my neighbor or my colleague or my friend? When we begin to see it, we lose all this ambition because we see no point in it. And that's a very valid argument. But the problem arises when everyone else is still living in the same way. Your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, they're all striving for the same thing, but you are not. And sometimes you wonder if something's wrong with you. By not striving relentlessly for growth, for improvement, for more of everything in every dimension, when you stop striving for that, you are a threat to society. You are a threat to economic engine. And it goes against all your conditioning. From the very childhood, you are told to become somebody, make a name for yourself, make a fame for yourself, make a status for yourself. To stand out among all the other people around you, to compete with the fellow beings rather than to cooperate with them. Your succeeding meant that someone else had to fail. If you had to come in number 1 position in something, someone had to be number 2, number 3, and so on. Someone had to feel that they didn't succeed for you to succeed. And you see through this now. You see through the illusion of the things created by society. In fact, all the desires, all the goals and dreams, they were manufactured by society. The desire to have a job with a certain position, the desire to have that car or that phone, or to move to that neighborhood, the desire to have better clothes. Everything became a way of signaling your power, your status. And you are told that the world is a dangerous place. So because we create a dangerous place by calling it a dangerous place, danger is all we see around us. When you go to school in your childhood, you are taught to become obedient. You are taught to become disciplined. You are taught how to take orders without questioning too much. And you are trained to become a perfect slave. Not the slaves with chains in the neck and the feet, but in a very subtle way. As I said, by manufacturing your desires, your goals, your dreams in the way that it helps the economic engine, that it helps somebody profit. If you continue producing and consuming, you help the economic engine go. If you do anything or not do things that would promote this economic growth, you are called abnormal. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you if you see that the future, the tomorrow, doesn't hold any promises. All that needs to happen happens now. All that I am always. Nothing really does anything by changing something. The only thing that happens is the unbecoming, the peeling of the layers of confusion, the peeling of the layers of mistaken identities. And when you begin to see that, you become a threat, you become abnormal, you become crazy. And as I said, all the other people are still living the same way, and you feel so lonely, so alone, so alienated. And you wonder if something is wrong with you. Society wants us to remain separate individuals, in the modern sense of the word, individual. Society doesn't want us to realize our oneness, our interconnectivity, our interdependence. It keeps on creating this chasm, keeps on widening it, broadening it. And we feel hollow inside by not being connected to land, to nature, to fellow beings. Everybody seems like a source of something that we can get from. We look at the forest, we think of all the resources that we can get from it. How can we extract more and more with our love relationship, with our work, with any dealings we have? We have been trained to have the habit of seeking and taking from them. We're not taught to give. We're not told that, hey, if you want love, give it away. If you want money, be generous. If you want help, help other people. If you want to live, help others live. This is all voodoo and esoteric and, oh my God, something is wrong with you, especially in the West. And so if a Western person, especially, realizes these things, they feel like, oh my God, I was better off when I was playing the same game with them, because all the social systems, all the structures are made for you to play that game. And funny thing about schooling is, about our education, so-called education, is that it trains us only to become an employee. Although it prepares us for the money market, they never teach us how to make money in school. They do forget about teaching spirituality or anything. They don't even teach us how to make money, because we're not supposed to make money and be in the control of all the resources. We're supposed to be the employee, the slaves of the people who control all this. So of course, when you see that, you don't want to participate in it. Nothing is wrong with you. It's a very lonely realization. It's a painful realization. Awakening is a deep pain, deep agony, deep anguish. It's the same anguish a baby feels when she comes out of the mother's womb. It's the same pain the bird feels when she comes out of the egg. And it is the same pain that the bird will feel when she will be for the first time on the wing. Awakening is painful. It's not a release, not in the beginning. It's an utter confusion. But what happens next? Have you become nihilistic? Have you become a couch potato? Have you lost all the desire to even live? No. Spiritual awakening is not spiritual enlightenment. It's just a progress. It's, in a way, an unseeing of a lot of things, but yet not have the language, have the skills to interpret the world differently. You see the same clouds and same mountains and same forest. And now you need a different language to see it. It's not a natural resource to exploit, but it's a sacred being around us, which is also breathing and living and going on. And now the question is, how do we coexist? Not how do we exploit it more, but how do we coexist? You still have the same neighbors and same friends. How can I understand them more? How can I love them more? This needs to change, right? The realignment to life needs to change. Before, all your drives were coming from, all this desire of, I want this and I want that and I have this goal and that goal. Now it seems futile. So what you need to do is now you need to become still. You need to become silent. We are also not trained to be silent. We are not trained to do nothing. Sitting and doing nothing is frowned upon because you're always supposed to be productive, be more efficient. Of course, there are so many areas where you can improve yourself, so you're supposed to constantly improve. Even children who are just new to this external world and they are just so mesmerized by everything, trying to make sense of everything, they need time between several activities to just allow all these neural networks to make sense of what they are observing. But parents, they put them from one tuition to other class, to swimming, to boxing, to this, to football, to whatnot, and never let them make those free associations. Never let them have a unique, independent understanding of what they are experiencing. There is no time for reflection. There is no time for boredom. Boredom is frowned upon. Too much reflection is frowned upon. Too much philosophical way of talking, thinking is frowned upon. Just go and get things done. But I invite you, if you have the time, the resources, the courage, to be silent, to be still, and be there. And I'll give you a very simple example. It's a crude example, but this is how it is. I woke up this morning. It was around 7 in the morning. Usually I wake up at 5 in the morning, but I was tired and it is a Saturday when I'm recording this. So I woke up at 7 and my body didn't want to get up yet. Around 7:30 I was like, I should get up now, I should do this and I should do that. Then I said, no, let's just wait when the body says, okay, throw away the blankets, get up. It happened at 8:15. At 8:15, there was no effort from my side. There was no conflict in my mind. At 8:15, I got up naturally and started my day. Everything felt so aligned. An effortless movement. When you sit with yourself, and this is not just the example of me waking up, but I use it is the same method for me for everything that I do. Even for this video. I parked my bike, I started walking, and I told myself, don't think about recording a video. Just be in the present moment and walk, feel the breeze, enjoy the nature and the quiet. And when the desire for recording a video will come, it will happen like this. And that's how it is happening. We focus on preparing too much. We focus on striving because we believe that we're not there, we're not ready. So we always have to try hard to be ready. But flip that narrative now. Know that all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the skills are there within you. They stem from within. The ambition, the motivation is no more pushing you from the back, it's pulling you from within. So only if you're connected within, you will see, okay, now I want to get up and do this. And life will not seem so spiky anymore. It won't have those fireworks all the time, that ups and downs and ups and downs. That becomes an addiction of life. But that won't be happening anymore. It will be much more calmer, subtler, smoother. And there's nothing wrong with it. This is the natural rhythm. There is no need for continuous hormonal imbalance and overflowing of hormones all the time. Too much cortisol and too much dopamine and too much of serotonin and too much of this. Then you take different supplements and drugs and focus on different activities to work with them, as if you are the driver sitting inside driving all this. Awareness is driving everything. Tune in with awareness and everything flows effortlessly. Everything happens that needs to happen. If you need to get up and work, you will get up and work. If you need to go and cook now, you will get up and cook. Don't cook because it's 7 in the evening and you must cook now. Cook when you start to feel hungry. Cooking will be faster, naturally more efficient, naturally more fun. You'll be present with your task. Eating will be so present because you're eating when you're hungry. But you go on following the idea that I need to have 3 meals every day and I need to eat before 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever. Eat when you're hungry. Sleep when you're sleepy. And don't let yourself be so mechanical. And if you cannot afford that, do it when you can afford that. Don't say because 5 days I'm a slave, 2 days I have to remain a junkie, an addictive person, a couch potato. 2 days, claim your life. Who knows what your weekends will bring? My weekends have given me so much creativity and ideas that I've managed always to free myself from all this 9-to-5 business and all the things that trap you. Of course, as you guys say all the time when I talk about things like this, that hey, you're still trapped. Hey, of course, my hand cannot go farther than this, so I can call it a limit, or I can call it freedom within this limit. However you want to look at it. You don't need ambition to drive your life. You need clarity. You need a calm understanding. You don't need to always strive to improve yourself. You can say, hey, I wake up in the morning, it's Saturday, what do I really feel like doing? If nothing is the answer, do nothing. If walking, hiking, painting, drawing, running, gymming, yoga is the answer, meditating, do that. Not always with this shakiness from within, like, oh my God, I need to become something, I need to do something. All the wise with their wisdom will die. All the fools with their foolishness will also die. All the rich with their resources will die. And all the poor will die as well. We come empty-handed, we leave empty-handed. And the world that appears to us is a tool to play with. We play, we create something, we have fun with it, and we go. We keep it simple like that. But have patience. In the phase when the old world has just broken apart and the new world doesn't make sense yet, have patience. That's when you engage with communities like this, listen to talks like this. And remembering, returning to what you have realized is very important. Because sometimes the realizations are very intellectual and mental. To make them total, to make them emotional, physical, neural, visceral, you need to remind yourself. Because the moment you make yourself available for the world sucks you in. Someone has better shoes, someone has a better car, someone has this, someone has that. Your father is saying something to you that, oh my God, look at you, you're still good for nothing. Your mother says, make more money. Your wife, your partner, your husband says something to you. Your children want something from you. The world will immediately pull you to 1,000 different places. So begin your day, every single day, give time to connect with yourself, remember yourself, and then act out from it. Slow and steady is better. And keep the end in mind. the end of this physical human experience. It ends. So we can't be too serious about it. We can be sincere and very deliberate about it by just connecting. This happens. I don't want to repeat myself again and again, so I will just maybe end the video now. But perhaps you get what I'm trying to say. It happens gradually. You can't be too impatient. The more you slow down, the less you think about this, the better it is. Don't think, feel. Focus on your direct experiences. Connect within. Know that you are the knower of all things. You're not a fool. Connect within, and clarity comes. This clarity has the energy to make things happen. This clarity has the energy to solve the problems. Everything arises in awareness. Everything takes place in awareness. Everything dissolves in awareness. Once you are in touch with awareness, which is permanent, which is always present, unlike the things that society creates. Be careful about all the things that society creates, and your attachment and your possessive nature about all the things society creates. It includes everything: clock time, calendar time, units of measurement, houses, cars, anything that society creates. And connect more with the things that are natural, that was not created by man, that is there: the wind, the breeze, the trees, the other animals, the other beings, plants, earth. You see what happens? You connect with these things, you become one with these things, and life becomes beautiful. Slowly, slowly, life becomes fragrant. But this switch will require your grit, your perseverance, your courage, and your remembrance, so that in the lack of clarity about the new life, you don't get succumbed back into the old life. You don't know what else to do, so you start doing all the other things to numb yourself. Now that you have come so far, that you think that you have spiritually awakened, don't numb yourself. Be present with yourself. Take care of yourself. I'll see you again. Thank you. Or let me show you around. As always, I like to show you around. Okay. For me, this is it. If I can just do this, I'm the most centered, I'm the most present, I'm the most me. I have no persona, and I'm an individual. And I wish the same for you.